During this video today, we're going to talk about Tongkat Ali, which is my favorite nootropic I've found this year. These are a couple different forms of Tongkat Ali. This is the 10% urocomanone content, and this is the 2% urocomanone content. I actually prefer the 2% urocomanone more for whatever reason. I can feel it working, and my weight training is going a lot better since I've been using that one. First thing when I wake up, I'll take a pre-workout shake along with some whey protein, and then along with that, I'll have 200 milligrams of the Tongkat Ali. And I also have it in the powder form. This is the 2% urocomanone. You can see it's this brownish texture. Honestly, this is one of the worst tasting nootropics out there, and this is something that is gonna stay in my stack long term because it's very effective, not only at improving your testosterone levels, but increased energy, alertness. My physique has even improved through using Tongkat Ali. And one really neat benefit is that I can actually function with less hours of sleep. Usually I'm somebody that needs like 7 to 8 hours of sleep, feeling my best. But after a couple weeks of using Tongkat Ali consistently, it's almost like I'm able to get away with 5, sometimes 6 hours of sleep. You can see this really neat study in which what they did was they took 63 subjects, 32 men and 31 women, and they were pre-screened for moderate levels of psychological stress. And what then happened was that subjects were supplementing with Tongkat Ali daily with a very specific Tongkat Ali extract or a lookalike for 4 weeks. And over the course of the supplement, irritability and confusion, thus indicating that they did feel better. So if you're unfamiliar with Tongkat Ali, it is a herbal remedy that's been used as part of traditional Southeast Asian medicine for centuries. And it's often used to treat a variety of things like fevers, erectile dysfunctions, bacterial infections, and now a lot of people have begun to use Tongkat Ali specifically for the cognitive improvement and an increase of testosterone. I saw it very often marketed in bodybuilding products, and I used these particular blends, but it wasn't until I tried a good form of Tongkat Ali, which had a high enough content of uropeptides and urocomanones for me to see the benefits. Come to think of the urocomanones being responsible for decreasing estrogen levels, whereas the uropeptides are more so responsible for improving your libido, improving your sexual drive. And I found like it is very effective. I mean, I've used testosterone in the past, and this is pretty much the thing which comes closest. When it comes to Tongkat Ali, if you were to compare it to the other natural testosterone boosters like ashwagandha, tribulus, D-aspartic acid, even zinc or some ZMA, this is honestly like much stronger. It's not even a comparison. I know a lot of people take ashwagandha for the benefit of improving your testosterone, but in comparison to Tongkat Ali, it really does nothing. However, ashwagandha I would say is better in terms of decreasing stress levels, improving your sleep, and being more creative. I've talked about ashwagandha in this video over here. You may find that helpful. 3 different types of Tongkat Ali, which I'm going to talk about during this video, which form is best, when specifically during the day to take it. Are you better off taking it in a single dose once a day or in a split dose throughout the course of the day? How should you cycle off with it, and is it best with a meal, or are you better off taking it in a fasted state? If you do get some sort of value from this video, then do consider subscribing and give the video a like and a comment, and let's get right into it. These are a couple different forms of Tongkat Ali. This is the 10% urocomanone content, and this is the 2% urocomanone content. I actually prefer the 2% urocomanone more for whatever reason. I can feel it working, and my weight training is going a lot better since I've been using that one. And I also have it in the powder form. This is the 2% urocomanone. You can see it's this brownish texture. Honestly, this is one of the worst tasting nootropics out there. So which form is right for you? It really depends what you're trying to get out of Tongkat Ali, but for me, all things being considered, I like the 2% urocomanone version best. And there are other versions of Tongkat Ali as well. Prior, it was commonly marketed in the Longjack 100 form. Unfortunately, it does have a lot of studies on it. This study had researchers find that cortisol levels were 33% lower than in the placebo group versus the group that was using Longjack 100, and the testosterone levels in the Tongkat Ali group were actually 16.4% higher than that of the placebo group. I wouldn't necessarily describe it as a stimulant, but it does actually energize you to some extent. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons why I like taking it in the morning is because it seems to reduce that post-lunch fatigue, that post-lunch sleepiness that you get. However, some users say it does give them insomnia, so because of that, perhaps you should consider avoiding it within 6 hours of sleeping. As far as the dosing protocol, should you take it in a single dose or should you take it in a split dose throughout the course of the day? And the answer to that is taking it in a single dose. So when it comes to the 2% urocominone Tongkat Ali, it says to take 200 milligrams once per day, and with the 10% urocominone, it says to take 100 milligrams once per day. I've tried taking it in a split dose. That's why I got it in the powder form, because that way, rather than taking my 200 milligrams at once, I could separate it by taking 100 milligrams once in the morning and then 100 milligrams sometime in the early afternoon. However, I did not see any benefit from this. As a matter of fact, for whatever reason, just taking it in one single dose in the morning seemed to work best for me. You can macro cycle, meaning that you would take it daily for an extended period of time, followed by a short duration of time off, something like 2 months on, followed by a couple weeks off. Or alternatively, you can do what some users do and microcycle it, meaning that you do the same thing, but just for much shorter periods and shorter intervals, something like taking 5 days on, followed by 2 days off. Now, why do we need to do this? The reason why we need to do this is, like most supplements out there, most compounds, what so is our bodies can build somewhat of a tolerance. Your body begins to adapt to specific